I would like to call this meeting to order. Thank you for joining us during our weekly virtual MLS breakfast meetings. My name is Tom Zeng of TJ Management. A little bit about me. My name is Tom Zeng, and I manage a property management company, and I'm the March MLS program chair. A few housekeeping tips. All participants will be muted upon entry to the MLS breakfast meeting. And should you have any question or a comment, please remember to enter it into the chat box. Please remember to join us weekly, as we will have our virtual MLS breakfast meetings every Thursday at 9 a.m. As always, this meeting is being recorded and will be available on our YouTube channel, West San Gabriel Valley Realtors. Please remember to follow WSGVR social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also watch all our pre-recorded videos on YouTube. WSGVR introduced a new text message service. For updates, text 72727. CRMLS quick tip regarding Zillow listing distribution. On January 12, 2021, Zillow became a brokerage in our area. This change impacted how CRMLS brokers distribute listings to Zillow. Zillow is becoming a due-paying member of local, state, and national association of realtors, and making the switch to IBX fees in every area it has chosen to become a brokerage. Zillow will show residential for sale listings at no charge, but has decided not to display for lease listings. Brokers and agents who want their lease listings to appear on Zillow will need to enter it into a separate agreement with Zillow. Visit go.crmls.org compliance for more information and resources. Today's agenda consists of our affiliate spotlight, Sage Gomez, my NHD title, followed by our guest speaker, Jeffrey Prang, Los Angeles County Assessor. Just a reminder that to be eligible for today's raffle, you must be a WSGVR member and your name must be displayed to win. No telephone numbers will be accepted. Today, our affiliate spotlight will be brought to you by the Affiliate Committee, Chair Sage Gomez and Vice Chair Brandon Spransky. The floor is yours, Sage.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Sage Gomez with my NHD. Can we go to the next slide, please? A little bit about me. I have my degree in sociology from GCU. I grew up in Claremont, California. I've always been here. And I've been in the industry for about 2 years now. So more on a personal note, I have a twin brother named Garrett and an older sister named Sarah. And luckily, we're all really close, so I'm really grateful for that. In the middle are our dogs. Unfortunately, they both passed away, but love those doggies, so hopefully we'll get new ones soon. And on the right is a photo of my dad and I, and he's actually the person who got me into the real estate industry in the first place. So shout out to Bobby Gomez. So something that's really important to me is traveling with my friends and being with my family. This was all pre-COVID, but on the left is me in Mammoth. I love to ski. In the middle is me in Seattle with one of my best friends. And on the right is just a photo of my family and I in Kauai. So another thing that's really important to me is my friends. So we had a lot of time in quarantine. So for Halloween, we kind of went all out and we went as Dale and Brennan for Step Brothers. We even made a poster. I think it's really important who you surround yourself with, and I have a really good group of friends and family. I'm really grateful that I work for my NHD, Natural Hazard Disclosures. We have a really good reputation, really good track record. We're number one your zip forms, and they allowed me to grow individually, and we prioritize relationships over sales. So always keep us in mind for your natural hazard disclosures, and if you have any questions about the new HHDA form, feel free to contact me or anyone from our customer support team. I'm always going to be here for you. And I'm really grateful to be your affiliate chair for this year. This has been a great experience, even though we are in COVID. So just keep me in mind for your natural hazard disclosures. Other than that, I hope you guys liked getting to know me a little bit better, and let's have a great meeting.
Thank you, Sage. We will now have our top affiliate introductions for today. Please remember to support our affiliates with your transactions. I have Maria Howard from Old Republic's Home Protection.
Good morning, everybody. Maria Howard here with Old Republic Home Protection. Sorry, I'm not showing my face. I went to the dentist yesterday and I look like a little chipmunk. So I want to wish everybody a great day. Remember, Old Republic Home Protection for all your home warranty needs. We are here to help you grow your business. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you, Maria. Next, we have Mark Wu from Allstate Insurance.
Good morning, everybody. Agency owner Mark Wu here, a longtime member of the board and 33 years servicing the San Gabriel community for their property insurance needs. Have a fabulous week, everyone.
Thank you, Mark. Next, we have Hong Chung from Hong Chung Insurance.
Good morning, everyone. This is Hong. And if you want to anything regarding about insurance, give me a call. I'm here to help everyone. Thank you.
And we have Angie Tang from First American Title.
Hi, good morning, guys. Angie Tang, First American Title. Thank you. Have a wonderful caravan. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Angie.
Thank you.
We have Nancy Chang from Lawyers Title.
Good morning, everybody. Nice to see everyone. Thank you so much. Nancy Chen, Lawyers Title, 39 years in the industry. Thank you for all your support.
Thank you, Nancy. Next, we have Sandy Franco from First American Home Warranty.
Good morning, everyone. Sandy Franco, First American Home Warranty. Hey, Sage, great job. Going back 2 years when you first started. Oh my God. It's so great to see how much you've grown. Have a great day, everyone.
We have Teresa Lam from Corinthian Title.
This is Teresa. I can't see my picture. Well, technical problem. Anyway, so sorry about this. I'm from Corinthian Title Company. Last year, 2020, was a very bad year personally for me. I experienced several tragic events in my, and then this in my life, 2020. And then this year, I just decided to get my foot surgery done. So I'm just not quite with it, so sorry. But I am still working behind the desk and answering all your title needs. And good morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa. And we have John Wax.
Good morning, everyone. John Wax with SNAP NHD Natural Hazard Disclosures. Want to let you know that SNAP NHD is the only company CAR approved to include the HHDA new high fire and very high fire severity zone form in our reports. Please contact me for all your NHD tax and environmental needs. Don't forget to spring forward this Sunday because we're going into daylight savings time, and have a wonderful day. Be safe. Thank you.
Thank you, John. And we have Cosmo Sanchez from New M Funding.
Good morning, everyone. Regardless if I take a tooth out or not, I always look like a chipmunk. So shout out to Maria. And Sage, great job. Love the stepbrother reference. Thank you, guys. Please call me with any lengthy questions.
And we have Brendan Spransky, First American NHD.
Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is having a fantastic March. I hope you enjoyed the rain, and hopefully all the flowers come popping out now. Hope everyone has a great rest of your week. And this is Brandon Spransky with First American NHD.
Last but not the least, Unita Wu from Home Warranty of America.
Good morning, everyone. Unita Wu from Home Warranty of America, your 13 months home warranty. Please let me know if you need any help. And we also have that special promotion for new buyers. Please let me know if you order the home warranty with the buyer's email address, and they will be receiving an Arlo security camera. Thank you.
Thank you, Unita. Next, we are happy to introduce open pitching to our virtual MLS breakfast meeting. Today, we are featuring one listing from Olivia Anderson of Realty Solutions. Yes, I can hear you, but there's a background noise.
Great. Okay, yes. This is the 3-bedroom, 3-bath in Arcadia. It's a very small complex. It's only 13 units. This has the largest garage. It's the only 3-bedroom in the area. It's 5 blocks away from Hugo Reed Primary School. And seller's really eager to sell. She found another place. So if you have any interested
buyers, let me know. It is on a land lease. You can see the notes for more details on that.
No, everybody is muted for now, but everybody please go
Okay,
to
good.
Olivia's listing.
All right. All of the bedrooms are very large, by the way, and the homeowners includes a lot of little extra things like a weekly spraying for bugs on the outside, a monthly spraying for rats and stuff. It has boxes all over. It includes the roof. It includes termite clearance if you need that. So it has a lot of little extra stuff. Hope to hear from you, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Olivia. At this time, I would like to introduce our speaker, Mr. Jeffrey Prang. Mr. Los Angeles County Assessor Jeffrey Prang was sworn in as the 27th assessor for the County of Los Angeles in 2014, and then again by a wide margin in 2018. Raised in Warren, Michigan, Assessor Prang is a graduate of James Madison College at Michigan State University. After graduation, Mr. Prang relocated to California, where he served nearly 18 years as council member for the city of West Hollywood, including 4 terms as mayor, among many other positions in the public sector. Upon taking office in 2014 as the Los Angeles County Assessor, Mr. Prang implemented sweeping reforms to ensure that the strictest ethical guidelines rooted in fairness, accuracy, and integrity would be adhered to in his office. The Los Angeles County Assessor's Office is the largest office of its kind in the nation with 1,400 employees and provides the foundation of a property tax system that generates $17 billion annually. Assessor Prang is a State Board of Equalization Licensed Appraiser and Executive Committee member of the California Assessors Association, CAA, and an active member of the International Association of Assessing Officers, IAAO, and the Society of Auditor Appraisers. The floor is yours. Thank you for coming, Mr. Jeffrey Prang.
Thank you very much, Tom. It's great to be with you. I think it's been close to a year since we last spoke. I want to thank Ling Chow for inviting me to provide some updates from my office. The last time we spoke, we were focused really on the election and Proposition 15 and the anticipated impacts of Prop 15 on our office as well as the real estate market, but it did not pass. However, the passage of Proposition 19, which did not consume as much of our attention, is actually consuming a lot of our time today. And so today I'm going to, in just a moment, I'm going to share with you what we know about Prop 19 and some of its impacts. I also want to let you know that I brought some of my staff with me today. Robert Izozaki, who's a special assistant in public affairs, has a lot of institutional knowledge and will be on hand to answer some questions about Prop 19, if you, just in case you ask some that are too complicated for me to answer. And I also want to introduce 2 of my field deputies, Aldo Macias Ariano and Jackie De La Mira, who helped facilitate today's meeting. Let me begin by repeating my what has become a well-known tagline, and that is, I don't collect taxes. I am not the tax collector. The guy who collects taxes is a guy called the tax collector. And our job is strictly the assessment of value. We still get calls every day from people talking about their tax bills. Well, I know that you all probably know by now, but just in case there's a few who don't, I am one of 3 elected officials in the county. The other 3 are much better well known than the other 2 are much better well known than me, and that's the district attorney and the sheriff. But all 3 of us are elected countywide. Last time we spoke, I think, was almost a year ago, last April. And so we didn't have a chance to provide an overview of the 2019-2020 assessment roll. The assessment roll, as you know, is essentially the inventory of all taxable property in the county. The assessment roll also serves as an important planning document for local government. They use this as they prepare their budgets in anticipation of property tax revenues, but more importantly, it serves as an economic indicator, providing some insight as to the health of the real estate market. What I can report is that the 2020 assessment roll grew at 5.97%. That's almost 6% property value growth across LA County. And that also represented the 10th consecutive year of property value growth in the county since the recession of 2008 to 2010. The biggest contributors to that growth are the transfers of real estate. That is essentially what you do, the buying and selling of property. New construction and the annual cost of living adjustment were also significant growth factors. To date, real property transfers in West San Gabriel Valley have added nearly $500 million to the assessment roll now being prepared, with each sale adding approximately $280,000 in roll value. For your reference, I've added a table with the assessed valuation for a number of the cities that you serve, as well as their parcel counts. As you can see, Alhambra, Monterey Park, Rosemead, San Gabriel, Temple City all grew between 4 and 5%. I want to emphasize, though, that the 2019-2020 assessment roll does not reflect the full impacts from COVID-19 on the real estate market. The value that is established for the assessment roll is determined on January 1st of each year. The lien date in January 1st of 2020 was a couple of months before we realized the full impact of COVID-19. We are anticipating for the 2021 assessment roll a significant impact on roll value, particularly commercial properties. Hospitality, restaurants, and retail in particular. We're also expecting a dramatic increase in the number of assessment appeal applications that we receive, as well as a decline in value applications. One thing I could say is that despite the economic distress caused by COVID-19, the real estate market in LA County has fared reasonably well, with the single family median sales price currently at $750,000 as of February. And that's up from $638,000 back in March of 2020, when the pandemic accelerated. That's a $100,000 increase. And I've included on the table on the screen the median sales prices for a number of cities in your coverage area, including Alhambra, Monterey Park, Rosemead, San Gabriel, and Temple City, which you can see all exceed, all except Monterey, all are pretty close to the county average. This large increase in median sales price, however, is largely due to sustained sales activity at the high end of the market. There have been significant drops in sales volume at the lower end of the market, and many of those who have retained stable jobs during the pandemic have been able to take advantage of the historically low interest rates and purchase homes. But last I had seen is that sales volume has decreased over 50% since prior to the pandemic. So let me move on now to Proposition 19, which I know is a point of interest for a lot of you. As you're all well aware, Prop 19 was sponsored by the California Association of Realtors, and it passed very narrowly in November of last fall. The proposition was, unfortunately, was placed on the ballot with very little process at the end of a very busy legislative session. And because it was rushed on the ballot, it probably didn't get a lot of public input and expertise input that, and because of that, there's significant changes to the law that were not very well publicized. I don't want to say that there were unintended consequences in the law, because the more I learn about it, the more it seems that there were some intentional trade-offs made in Prop 19, some of them which are turning out to be quite unpopular. These were done generally to benefit revenue. Other assessors and I have identified a number of deficiencies in the measures language that will need to be addressed before I and the other 57 county assessors statewide can administer it properly. There are large legal and administrative voids in the measure that will most certainly cause uncertainty, confusion, if not chaos, for a lot of property owners over the next year or so. But as you probably know, Prop 19 has two major components. The first one is probably the component that was most important to the California Association of Realtors. This component allows homeowners who are 55 or older, disabled, or the victims of a natural disaster to transfer their property tax base with them when they sell their home and purchase a new one. It makes a number of changes from the previous law. For example, it will allow a homeowner to transfer their assessed value and the property tax basis anywhere in the state, unlike the previous law, which limited transfers to 10 counties. And it will allow the base year assessed value to be transferred to a more expensive home, unlike the previous law, which limited transfers to a home of equal or lesser value. The number of times that an assessed value can be transferred also increases from 1 under the previous law to 3 for those eligible property owners. This goes into effect on April 1st, just a little over 3 weeks away. The part of Prop 19 that's causing a lot of concern is the portion that deals with intergenerational transfers. Part of the campaign, as you may recall, focused on some very wealthy property owners. One of them was the family of the late actor Lloyd Bridges, who had a home in Malibu that he left to his children. They inherited it. They didn't live there. It had a very, very low property tax base. They're paying like $5,000 a year, but we're renting out the property for about $15,000 to $20,000 a month. And a lot of folks thought that was inequitable. But what we're learning is that Prop 19 closed that loophole for the super rich who were getting away with no property taxes. Unfortunately, it applies to everyone who's inheriting property from their parents. It greatly changes the benefits that previously existed, allowing property transfer between parents and their children, or in some cases, grandparents and grandchildren. Under the previous law, which was known as Prop 58, parents were allowed to transfer to their children a primary home of any value and its assessed value for tax purposes without the property being reassessed, even if the children didn't live in the property. This allowed them to use it as a rental property. The previous law also allowed up to $1 million in additional property to be transferred without reassessment, such as a rental home or a commercial property. As of February 16th, a couple of weeks ago, almost a month ago, Prop 19 has now initiated significant changes to that law, effectively repealing Propositions 58 and 193, which are known as the parent to child and grandparent to grandchild exclusion. And it reduces the transferable property assessment benefits that previously existed. Under Prop 19, the following elements must be met to be eligible. The property to be inherited can only be the primary residence of the parent or grandparent. No other property now qualifies for tax-based transfer under the new law. The child or grandchild must make that their primary home within 1 year of the transfer. They must also apply for the homeowner's exemption within 1 year. And the inherited base value is now subject, depending on the value of the property, to an increase in property taxes for your heirs. Once the property exceeds $1 million in value, the assessed value for property tax purposes will blend with the inherited tax base with a market base for that portion exceeding the $1 million based on a rather complex formula. Essentially, if you have property that you're going to give to your kids, it's worth more than $1 million, they're going to get an increase in taxes. As I mentioned earlier, I've learned that there was a deliberate trade-off in the drafting of Prop 19. Property tax benefits for seniors and the disabled were expanded, but since that was perceived to result in a potential revenue reduction, Prop 19 reduced the tax benefits for working and middle-income families who were attempting to build some generational for their wealth for their children and heirs. And so those benefits were reduced in order to pay for the benefits for seniors. We've been doing the best we can do to inform the public about these changes, which will certainly impact financial planning for many families across the state. Countywide, Prop 19, even though it was billed as a potential revenue generator, we're anticipating that there will probably be an annual revenue growth of about $11 million, which will be shared between the 88 cities, 81 school districts, 52 special assessment districts throughout the county. So it is by no means a panacea of new revenue. To help people get information about Prop 19 and to adjust to the new norm, we have developed a web page dedicated exclusively to Prop 19 information that offers a valuable information, resources, and tools for the public. I wanted to highlight as well what we call the Prop 19 exclusion calendar, which will help you to determine whether the application of Prop 19 how that will impact you and your the transfer of your property tax base, whether it will result in a total exclusion or a partial reassessment. The calculator is easy to use. All you need to know is the property address or the assessor's identification number, which can be found on your tax bill. The fair market value of the property at the date of the transfer. Your realtors, you're good at determining that number. Prop 19 also includes fact sheets. There's also a webinar that talks a little bit about how Prop 19 will affect estate planning. We had estate planning experts and CPAs on that webinar that provide some very valuable information. We're also working to develop an additional base year value transfer calculator that will help seniors and the disabled who are transferring their base year to help determine whether they're going to have a full benefit or a partial benefit. All this, as I said, is available on my website, which is at assessor.lacounty.gov. I also wanted to remind you that we value our relationship with real estate professionals in the county. I speak to associations of realtors all the time. I've mentioned before, I'll repeat that we've developed a special toolkit especially for you, for real estate professionals. We put information on there that will help you with your professional development. We put information on there that we invite you to clip and paste and share with your clients. If you do email or direct mail marketing, some of this information is really good to share. And we also have a newsletter specifically designed for real estate professionals that we send out quarterly that will help keep you up to date with some of the latest information from our office that we think will be useful to you. That pretty much wraps up my presentation for today. Again, I want to thank Tom. I want to thank Wayne Chow and the West San Gabriel Valley Realtors for welcoming me this morning, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you, Assessor Prang. We do have a few questions here. The first one is from Judy Chow on Prop 19. How long the child needs to stay as a primary? After that, if they rent out, does that need to be reassessed?
For them to maintain the exclusion, they have to live there forever. They can't move out. So when you move out, it will be reassessed to market. So the Prop 19 only applies as long as the child makes that their residence. So it's if you decide to move, you'll lose that exclusion.
Great, thank you. And next we have a question from Aini. What is your input about transfer to an heir that is minor who is disabled?
Transfer to an heir who is a minor that is disabled. Well, let me see if I can ask my expert, Robert Izozaki, if he has some thoughts on how that will apply. Robert, are you on the line? You need to unmute yourself.
Thank you, Assessor. So generally, when it comes to transfers between parents and children, the main requirement that we look for is the parent-child relationship. When it gets into matters of age, such as age being less than 18 years old or older than 18 years old, it's not something that's taken into account by our office too much as far as the exclusion is concerned. Additionally, a status of an individual as disabled or not really doesn't play into the parent-child transfer exclusion.
Thank you, Robert. And we have a question from Lorraine Clark. Can the property be transferred to the grandchild if their parent is still living? In other words, skip over a living heir while keeping the benefits of Prop 19?
So that is unclear. One of the challenges we're having right now is that the measure was written rather hastily, as I said. They did not consult with assessors substantially in writing that language. So there's a lot of questions that we simply don't have the answer to. we're seeking legislation to help clarify this, but I doubt that we're going to have clarification by the time this measure goes into full effect. In fact, right now we're not clear that there's going to even be legislation in this session. There's enormous questions that we don't have an answer to. Here's another example. Let's say you want to inherit your property from your parents, but they move into a retirement home because they need or assisted living. Well, the law says that the property must be your parents' primary residence for you to get the exclusion. But if they move out of the primary residence into assisted living, it's no longer their primary residence. So when you inherit it, you would not inherit the property tax base because of that. We don't think that was intended, but that's what the law says, and it needs legislation to clarify it. So we have we're actually very alarmed right now that we may not have implementing language that will help clarify that point. Robert, do you have any additional insight that you could offer on that particular question?
As far as skipping over that parent generation, at least as far as old Prop 58 and 193 is concerned, or 193, the middle generation did have to have predeceased the transfer. So if Prop 19 is going to be anything like Prop 193 in that respect, the grandparent's child, who is also the parent of the grandchild, would have to be deceased.
And so because there's not clarifying language being presented in the legislature right now, we simply don't know. I'm not a policymaker, so I don't have the authority or the jurisdiction to make those sort of legal calls. What we will probably do until we get clarification is we'll probably work with the Board of Equalization, and one of two things can happen. One, we can read the letter of the law where it seems that perhaps a grandparent can give that property to their grandchildren without reassessment, or we will reference existing law and simply carry over the interpretation of the previous law and apply that. But neither the assessors nor the Board of Equalization technically have the authority to make that sort of call.
Thank you, Assessor. Thank you, Robert. And next question we have from Cecilia Rudar. How are ADU rentals affected once attached to the primary property?
How are what type of rent? Oh, ADUs.
Yes. ADU rentals.
Oh, that's a good question. If you're trying to leave your property to your children, only the primary residence can be transferred. Since an ADU is not the primary residence, we will probably have to come up with a separate value for the ADU, and that would probably be reassessed at value. Robert, does that sound right to you?
Yeah, so typically when you have multi-unit or properties that contain multi-units, it is the unit that the claimant lives in, their principal residence, that is subject to the intergenerational transfer provisions. Typically, say for example, a duplex, parents live in one property and they want to transfer the entire duplex to their children. Only the parent's principal residence will be subject to that particular exclusion. The other unit will be reassessed at market value.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Assessor. And from Juliana 2, thank you, Mr. Prang. Can you talk all about Senate Bill 668 that is being walked through at Sacramento now as a clarification to Prop 19?
Senate Bill 668 proposes to delay the implementation of Proposition 19 for, I think, until 2023. It doesn't seem like it has like it's going to be a very viable bill, but I will tell you, I've not officially endorsed it yet, but I'm very interested in that bill. I would be inclined to support it because we're not ready. You know, the Prop 19 required us to implement intergenerational transfers by February 16th. That's now in effect. And then the transfer of base year values for seniors, that goes into effect in just a couple of weeks. There are just dozens and dozens of questions that we have that we do not know the answers to that we need state legislation. And if it goes into full effect, there's going to be absolute chaos. People are buying and selling right now, and they're coming to me and they're looking for answers, and I don't have them. And I also want to state, just on a very personal level, it's not my fault. I did not write this bill. I was not consulted on this bill. There's all types of junk in this bill that needs to be thought out, and these aggressive implementation deadlines are not being helpful. It's just creating chaos for members of the public. So yes, I'm all for extending the deadline to give us more time to educate the public and to figure out how we're going to administer these provisions. I also think that a lot of people might want to have a little bit more time to talk about this intergenerational transfers, because I think there's a lot of people when they voted for it, they thought that they were addressing the issue of the 1% taking advantage of a loophole. They didn't know it was going to affect them and the property that they wanted to give to their children.
Thank you. And that's currently all the questions we have at the moment. And on behalf of the West San Gabriel Valley Realtors, we would like to thank our guest speaker, Assessor Jeffrey Prang.
Thank you so much. It's great to be with all of you. I look forward to coming back and giving you updates from time to time. And please stay safe and healthy, everybody.
Thank you, Assessor. Moving on, we have also displayed a Prop 19 quick guide from California Association of Realtors. You can take a screenshot or go to car.org for more information. If you'd like to find out more about Prop 19, WSGV, our global committee, is partnering with South Bay Association of Realtors to bring to you this informative discussion on Prop 19 and the impact of global real estate. It will be on Thursday, March 24th from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Please register today. Moving on to the attendance drawing, please type your DRE member name and email in the chat box. And please make sure to participate in our education classes. Oh, go ahead. Chen Feng Tai.
Okay,
if you're here.
It's here. The person is here. Could you acknowledge yourself on the chat, or you can talk? Hello.
Hi, I'm here.
Okay, great. Can you please type? Yes, we hear you. Please type in your email address on the chat box, please.
Okay.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Grace Zhu.
This person is here. Grace, please unmute yourself or type in chat box.
Hi, Grace.
Yes, I'm here. Thank you.
Please type in your email address on the chat box, please.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations. So this will be the last one, right, Tom?
Yes.
We're fast today.
I feel like when I'm the host, it's always fast. Fanny Leung.
Okay, this one is not here. Finally one.
Brendan
is here. Brendan, you're here, right, Brendan?
I am.
Congratulations. Enjoy your Amazon movie.
Thank you.
Great. That's it for the raffle for today. And please make sure to participate in our education classes. A list of upcoming classes is displayed on your screen. The first one will be virtual zip form plus training on Monday, March 15th at 9:30 to 12:30. It will be a free class. Then we have a Safer at Home and Learn Everything You Want to Know About Vesting Descriptions on March 16th between 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. It's also a free class. Then lastly, we have a Common Estate Planning Mistakes. on March 22nd between 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. It is also a free class, so everybody please attend. And thank you everyone for joining our meeting today. Please join us next week as we welcome Commissioner Doug McCauley from the Department of Real Estate. His topic will include DRE goals for 2021. Please support our affiliates with your transactions. This meeting is now adjourned. This is Tom Zeng of TJ Management. Have a fantastic week, everyone. Bye.